The cabal owns most of the leaders on the planet. Trump is no exception. Behind closed doors, analyzing power dynamics and historical realities. The assertion that powerful families and clandestine cabals control global politics is a recurring theme in discussions about geopolitics, economics, and history. The Rothschild and Rockefeller families, frequently at the center of such theories, are emblematic of the broader concept of elite control over world affairs. While the specifics of such claims may be debated, the historical realities of influence, power games, and covert strategies reveal undeniable patterns of manipulation, particularly in the realms of finance, diplomacy, and leadership. Historical roots of elite influence. The Rothschild family, emerging from 18th-century Europe, revolutionized finance by creating an international banking network that spanned key European capitals. Their financial prowess allowed them to exert considerable influence over governments, funding wars, infrastructure projects, and monarchies. Similarly, the Rockefeller dynasty rose to prominence during the Industrial Revolution in the United States, dominating the oil industry through Standard Oil and expanding their influence into philanthropy, education, and politics. Both families became symbols of centralized wealth and power, with critics accusing them of monopolistic practices and secretive control over key global institutions, such as central banks, the United Nations, and the media. While the factual extent of their direct influence today remains debated, their historical dominance laid the groundwork for modern oligarchies. Trump and the Zionist cabal. The idea of Donald Trump potentially succumbing to a Zionist cabal reflects concerns about the disproportionate influence of lobbying groups, particularly those aligned with Zionist interests, such as AIPAC, American Israel Public Affairs Committee. U.S. foreign policy, especially in the Middle East, has often been perceived as heavily influenced by these groups, shaping decisions on issues like military aid, diplomatic recognition, and regional alliances. Trump's presidency saw unprecedented support for Israel, including recognizing Jerusalem as its capital and brokering the Abraham Accords. While these moves were celebrated by some, they fueled speculation about whether his policies reflected undue external influence. Such scenarios illustrate how global elites can steer political agendas to align with their interests, often at odds with broader public opinion. Global leadership and elite control. Claims that leaders like Erdogan of Turkey and Xi Jinping of China are also under the sway of elite forces highlight the complexity of modern geopolitics. Erdogan has positioned Turkey as a regional power broker, balancing relationships with the West, Russia, and the Turkic world. Yet, Turkey's economic dependence on global financial systems, allegedly influenced by families like the Rothschilds, raises questions about its sovereignty. Xi Jinping, on the other hand, presides over a state-driven economy in China, ostensibly free from external influence. However, China's integration into global markets and its reliance on foreign capital mean that even the Chinese Communist Party must navigate the realities of elite-controlled financial institutions. The reality behind the theories. While conspiracy theories often exaggerate or oversimplify, they tap into real historical dynamics of power consolidation. The interconnectedness of financial, political, and media systems ensures that a small cadre of elites can exert outsized influence. Organizations like the World Economic Forum, the International Monetary Fund, and private banks often align with the interests of these elites, shaping policies that prioritize profits and power over equality or environmental concerns. However, not all leadership decisions result from direct manipulation. Leaders like Trump, Erdogan, and Xi also act based on national interests, public opinion, and personal ideologies. The challenge lies in disentangling genuine governance from covert influence. Conclusion. The question of whether global elites control world affairs is as much about perception as it is about reality. Families like the Rothschilds and Rockefellers undeniably played a role in shaping the modern world, but their influence today operates within a broader system of interconnected power players, including multinational corporations, lobbying groups, and political dynasties. As global citizens, it is crucial to critically examine historical realities and ongoing power dynamics while avoiding oversimplification. Understanding the mechanisms of influence, whether through finance, diplomacy, or covert operations, can empower people to demand greater transparency and accountability from their leaders. The hope remains that future governance prioritizes the collective good over the interests of a privileged few.